Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to do a follow-up on a previous video I did where I talked about how to create named PDF files based off of certain parameters set up in a InDesign Data Merge. Now, if you haven't seen that video, I'll leave a link in the description below, or you can click on the little corner card up above. You will need to watch that before you understand what happens later on in today's video, however. So if you haven't seen it, go click on it, watch it, and then come back to this one. So after I did that video, I had some folks reach out and say, thanks for doing that, but I don't need PDF files, I need JPEGs or I need PNGs. So is there a way to set that up so that we can just export to, a PNG file, for instance? Now, natively from within InDesign, you do have the ability to export to other formats. Here, obviously, I can go to a JPEG or a PNG. If I do that before I were to run the data merge, obviously I would just get placeholder text here, just like you see in front of you. You would get two PDF file or PNG files because you have a front side and a back side to this flyer here. Now I can go ahead and I can create a merge document that will now have all of the information from my data merge, and I can export this as a PNG. And in this case, I'll get 100 PNG files because I have 100 pages in this, front and the back for each. However, I won't get the named structure that I was looking for that I did in the previous video, because it's just going to pull whatever this information is from this file name here. So in this case, it's just going to say grocery store flyer template -1 _1 for page 1 _2 for page 2 _3, 4, etc. all the way to the end. And obviously we don't want that. We want the actual naming convention like we set up in the previous video. So InDesign exporting directly out of InDesign is not going to work. However, since we went ahead and we did the data merge in the previous video, created our combined PDF, and then went ahead and split it based off of the naming convention of the bookmark that we created, we ended up with 50 different PDF files here, all with the naming structure that we wanted. So what we can do is, from this point, we can open this up in Acrobat, and I can go into File, Export to, and I can go to Image and just export it as a PNG, for instance. So if I just go ahead here and hit Save, I go back to my Finder. Now I have two PNG files here with my Alaska, information from my original Alaska PDF file here. However, if you have, several hundred or, 1,000 PDFs, that's going to be very time consuming. So we don't want to do that. We can set this up to automatically do it for us using a action in Adobe Acrobat Pro. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to close this. I'll go back to Acrobat here and go to my tools and go to my action wizard. I'm going to go ahead and I have one here. I'm going to go ahead and remove it. I'll start from scratch here. I'll go New Action. I'll click Save and Export. I'll click Save. Move this over to the right. I'm going to specify my settings here, and instead, I'm going to keep my original files. You can, add to the file name if you want to, but I'm just going to keep the original. And instead of saving it as a Adobe PDF file, I'm going to change this to a alternate format. I have all these different options in here, including a Word file, a TIFF, JPEG, but I'm going to go ahead and select a PNG. So I'll click OK. I'll click on the little icon here in the upper right hand corner and select Save to Local Folder. And I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to call this High Res PNG. Now, why do I call it High Res PNG? Well, natively, this action script doesn't allow you to make any changes here. So if I click on this and I just click PNG, I can't specify any kind of specifics as far as like what resolution I want it to export to. By default, it's just going to come into whatever you had your previous export saved, or by default just pick whatever came from the PDF file. So if you have a 300 DPI image, for instance, in your original PDF file, you'll get a new PNG that's basically 300 DPI, right? That might be okay for some instances, but maybe you're uploading this to the web, and obviously you don't want like a super high size file. So I'll show you a step in a second to change that. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and save it as is. So we'll call this export as high res PNG. Exports selected PDF files to high res PNGs. Save it. Now I'm going to go into my action list here. I'll back out because I had some loaded in here. This way it's a fresh start. I'll navigate to my locations folder. I'm just going to run it for the first 8 versions here. I'll click select and I'll go ahead and hit start, and you can see down here it's saving as a PNG page 1 and then page 2, and it's going through all of those selected PDF files, and you can see the information is changing one by one. If I go back into my Finder window here, high-res PNG folder, I now have 16 PNG files, both front and the back. And if I open these up, these are nice high-res 300 DPI files. You can see the file size is rather large for these because they were just pulling the information natively from whatever it was in the PDF file. So that works great if you want to export, to either a PNG or a JPEG. But what if you want it set to a lower resolution? Well, there is a workaround that we can apply here. So I'm going to go back into Acrobat Pro here. I'll close this out. Go back to my tools, to my action wizard, and let's create a new action. And same thing, we're going to go into save and export. I'm going to move this over and click on my settings here. And the first thing I'm going to do is this time I am going to change this, and I'm going to change this to 72 DPI. And what is going to happen is we are going to optimize the PDF, lower the resolution of all the images and everything, and then export it to a new PNG file. So I'm going to go ahead and click PDF Optimizer. I'll click Settings. And here I have a profile that I already chose or set up, and I've called this Save for Web. But actually I'm going to lower these down. I'm going to lower these down to 72 DPI for all different image settings here. So color, grayscale, and monochrome images. We're going to lower that down to 72 DPI for all of them. Don't have to worry about fonts. I'm going to discard basically all the other objects, everything else. I'm just discarding everything because this eventually is going to be a JPEG anyway, or a PNG anyway. So it doesn't really matter. So I'll click OK. I'll save the current settings as save for web, even though it's already there. It's going to ask to overwrite probably. Yep. Okay, so now I've set my settings here, save for web, 72 DPI and everything. And now I'll click OK. I'll specify a local folder, and here I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to call this optimized PDFs. I'll hit choose, and now I'm going to create a second save instance where I'm going to create my export to PNG. So I'll keep the original file name because remember we went ahead and in the last step above here we changed this to add 72 DPI to it, so it's already changing the file name. We're going to now export to a PNG. I'll click OK, and I'll select the local folder, and from the optimized PDF folder I'll just call this low-res PNGs. I'll click choose, save, and I'll just say export to low-res PNG files. Exports to low-res PNGs. Okay, save. I'll go ahead and select this. Again, I'll come back out to remove any existing PDFs that were already in there. I'll navigate back to my locations folder. I'll select these first 8, and I'll go ahead and click start. Now what this is going to do is it's going to first create a new instance of a new PDF that's optimized down to those lower resolution settings, and then it's going to go ahead and create the PNG file from that file. So let's run through everything here. You can see here my _72 DPI is finished. And if I go into my optimized PDF folder, I have these second instance of the PDF that it might not look much different, but this is actually optimized to a lower resolution. And then here I have my PNG files that you can tell are much lower in quality than what we had over here. So if I go to my high res, you can see these first two were 6.2 and 7.3, whereas here they are 1.7 and 2.9. So a much lower resolution. If I open this up, it still looks pretty good. The text is nice and crisp and everything. You can tell the pixels and everything in the woman's face here are not quite as high res as they were before. So this is more suitable now to go ahead and upload to a website. So I hope that helps. I can definitely see a good use case for something like this is you have maybe a business card that you need to export with a specific name for print, and then you also need to set it up for web. You're going to put it on a website, you know, and maybe have it as like a contact page or something like that. So instead of filling it all out, you just have all the information there, you know, in a photo that you put in on the website. So that's definitely one use case. There probably, you know, hundreds others, but that's definitely, you know, two different ways that you can attack the same problem. Here you end up with nice low res PNGs, or if you want, you know, you can certainly have the high res PNGs. But this also works if you need to export to a JPEG as well, or other different, you know, formats, such as a, you know, Word file or HTML, something else. So I hope that answers some of the questions that people have been asking. Again, if you have questions or have further questions, please always post them down in the comments section below. I try to answer every, you know, comment that I can. The channel is still, you know, relatively small enough that I can get back to everybody if they have questions. And, you know, I try to answer them best I can and try to do follow-up videos like this, you know, whenever I get a chance. Thanks for watching, folks. I appreciate it. If you can give the video a like, subscribe if you already haven't subscribed to the channel, share it with somebody who, you know, might find this information useful. And if you want to check out the Patreon page and support the channel a little bit further, always go ahead and check out the links down in the description below. Thanks for watching, folks. I appreciate the views as always. And until next time, have a good one.